We rock and roll. Has anyone been trading the strategy? Or paper trading it? No.
Got the 10 EMA one?
No, the pivot strat, or I mean, even the 10 EMA.
Oh. No. What's a strat, Ross?
What's this? Did you say what's a strat?
I was saying it's a Stratocaster. It's a guitar.
Maloney got a little confused the other day. I was laughing at that one. She's like, "Oh, yeah, sure, something like that."
I think we were all having a bit of a chuckle.
Yeah. Yeah, the good thing is I haven't traded since I made all those R's, so I haven't given any back, which is cool. When I have days like that, I have a rule that I can't trade for 24 hours.
You would have had fun today for sure.
What?
You would have had fun today for sure.
Would I have?
A bunch of setups today.
Yeah.
I didn't take any of them.
Let's see. Let's look. Or you could have taken it short right after the open.
And you could have shorted it again. Like you took the whole ride down and you traded that 10 EMA. You rode it all the way down to pivot because the last wave 5 really just was at that pivot.
Yeah. Let's see.
So Ross, are we trying to see, so there's just too many indicators now. So 10 EMA, TTM, ISI, and pivot. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, so the green line is VWAP. The gray one is my 10 EMA.
Mm.
I've been taking off the 50 lately because I just not really using it that much. And then yeah, RSI is here, which I've updated to. I was seeing what keeps reverting to 20 when it's supposed to be 35. So I can see right away when it's low there. And then, yeah, the T.
Why 35, 65?
So when it's above 65, that's going to be your overbought signal, and then 35 when it's below 35 is going to be the oversold signal. So see how we're getting the little arrows? That's telling me that it's below 35.
Yeah.
I want to make sure the RSI is down there, and then the TTM is down here.
I think my setting is 3070 or something. Slightly different. Yeah.
Which I mean, still kind of works. I mean, that's basically the same thing, right? So I definitely, for me, I remember before I was drawing that line on there.
Yeah.
I've been looking for this RSI indicator that like it churns like red and blue when it's at the right spot, but I haven't been able to find it. I've seen it at someone's chart, but I haven't found that there. This is here. And then this buy the buy signal,
Hammer indicator. Yeah.
the hammer identifier from Tracy.
Tracy.
So then stop and target always 25 points.
Yep. And where are the pivots? I can't see it on there.
The mid right here, the little dot, the blue dot,
Oh, okay. This, yeah, very,
the main pivot is this one right here, this blue line.
okay. Yeah.
I mean, if we were doing the 10 EMA strategy, you could have taken the break lower of this bullish candle here, right?
Yeah.
That was an easy 25 points down. Because this is the Asian Open right here. So once you see that price action and it recovers right to the top, right to the high, and it kind of gets rejected. So we're already we're definitely bearish from the previous day a little bit.
Sorry, do you mind explaining the 10 EMA? I did watch the video of Jeremy's, but yeah.
Yeah, so basically, so when the fly running around here, so when when the stock is in a trend, so this is clearly like already trending lower right here, you know, since
Yeah.
below the EMA. So
Mhm.
once you have the first opposite
Candle.
opposite color candle, so like because it's bearish, you know, my candles are black or if yours are red, right?
Yeah.
And then when the first bullish candle comes in and it's still in that direction, you place a breakout on the top of that, you know, the bottom or the top of that candle, right? So since we're going bearish, it's going to be a breakout for lower, and then you get triggered in the next candle.
Mm.
As you can see, it goes easily for 25 points. And if we were going to do it going the opposite way, so now the trend is kind of the trend is definitely bullish right here. So if I was doing the 10 EMA, I would do it off of these. I don't want the candle to be far away from the 10 EMA. I definitely want it to be close to it, you know, so it can't be overextended.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do it on this black candle, but on these two little candles right here, I would set up the breakout. And then obviously the trade-off of the buy signals and the oversold
Mm.
signal here worked perfect. RSI was low, TTM was low. That went up for 25, and then even this is looking like it went up for 25 as well, doing the 10 EMA strategy off of these bear candles that are, so it's in the trend and then taking the breakout above the first bear candle. Could have even done this that little highway as well too. And that's basically the 10 EMA strategy. Super simple. As long as the stock is, you know, kind of put a trend in, and then you're just waiting for the first opposite color candle to close, and then take a break out of it in whichever direction.
Sounds easy enough, but
I mean, I did make some money on it on AMD on Monday.
oh, cool.
Me and Tage did, so it worked out for a little small win. In the last
That's good.
today, AMD was kind of wonky. We missed the big run on AMD today, which sucked, but it happens.
Russ,
Yeah.
what is that indicator at the bottom with the blue and red lines on it?
The blue and this one right here.
Yeah.
This is the
TTM.
that's the squeeze.
It's what?
The TTM squeeze indicator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one where like it's telling you that when the red dots show up, this is a visual representation of the price action being squeezed by Bollinger Bands and Keltner channels.
Oh, okay.
Consolidated price action, and then
Okay.
the green dots means it's breaking out. The blue are bullish momentum, the red are bearish momentum. So you know, so you can how you kind of see it goes up and down in waves just with the price action. So
Okay. Yep.
there's some blue, bullish, red, bearish.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you're looking to do the pivot point strategy and you're trying to catch a trade, you know, if this was up near this pivot, this is perfect, right? We got this overextended on the RSI up here up top, TTM's on the top side. So then we can set this trade up short, and then it's got our little triangles for the indicator as well to go short.
Thank you.
And we're getting good price action early in the evening. This is actually we're at 2 in the morning. So this was the London Open right here. This is the London Open.
Okay.
So this is 5 p.m. for you guys in Australia.
Yep.
This is kind of bearish though right now. Pops back up. And I'm setting this up right here because it's got the buy signal, the TTM is low, RSI is low, and then it's near the pivot. I mean, obviously I always like it to be closer to the pivot, but I've got it in my rules that I can take the hammer candles if they're near the pivot like that. So if you kind of missed, if you guys missed this right out the gate and you didn't want to really short this, you weren't sure, boom, here's your long setup. So it's already up almost half an hour. That's good that the point of control moved up. So that'll allow us to stay in the trade, but I'm definitely moving my stop up just in case. Yeah, we're stopped out. That's some crazy, crazy price action in the middle of the morning there. Normally news is at like 5:30. David, you got any questions?
Not at the moment. It kind of looks like Forex to me right now.
All right.
I think it just gets confused with all the contracts and, the other, it's just different language. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 minute you're speaking Spanish, then you switch to French. That's all.
Yeah. If you go to cmegroup.com, that kind of has like every different contract that you can trade, like the corn, wheat, oil, all that stuff. And then obviously the
CME group.
Yeah, cmegroup.com. And that kind of it'll tell you like what the contract sizes are, the cost, the margin, all that stuff. So yeah, so you can figure out kind of what you want to trade. The majority of us in RLT, we trade NQ just because of the price action. It moves 200 points a day on average. Is the average to range is 200 points, give or take, and it's $20 a point per contract on the full size contract. If you're trading the minis, it's $2.
Okay.
or the micros, I mean.
So Ross,
Yeah,
why would you have not got into that trade down the
down here,
back where, yeah, where that high wave is?
I wasn't sure if it was gonna go lower or not. Because this was super bearish, so if I'm setting up a breakout here off of the main pivot, I don't have to worry if it goes lower, right? If I get in here and I get triggered in and then it rolls over, I'm not worried about I don't have to worry about the stop out here. It's definitely going to recover and go higher if it gets back up there. So
Okay.
that way I don't
Yep.
just lose the trade on the rollover, because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere where it's at.
Because with the volume profile class that we did with Tracy,
Yeah,
I would have thought that she would have said to get in on that high wave and put the stop down below the low volume node.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere down there.
yeah. For the futures, I'm always doing the 25-point stops and the because of the way TradingView and the volume profile work, you need to have it separated. It doesn't separate it out. So it's like the data's, I guess, messed up or something. It's not super accurate. So you got to be careful.
Oh, that's right. She did say it doesn't work very well on futures, didn't she?
Yeah, in TradingView, if you have Sierra charts,
Trading
it
view, yes.
separates the Globex versus the cash open. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
like I lean more towards I'll look at the POC movement, but I won't
Yep.
pay attention to the nodes as much.
You know, okay, I got it. No, I forgot. She said it doesn't work so well with futures.
And it's just on TradingView. It works really good on futures as long as you have.
I mean, yeah, on futures on trading view. That's what she did say. You've got to get something else if you want to use a volume profile on futures.
And I mean, just in the POC moving up, boom, it's, you know, that as long as the POC is moving up and you're bullish, then you can stay in the trade longer, basically. But
Yeah.
if it pops down, then I'm gonna move my stop up if I'm in a trade, basically. Well, this was a nice move at the beginning of the day, but I don't trade the open, so we get the retest. Nice little consolidation down here. Take the break out of that pivot, which is kind of the same setup as over here, right?
Yep.
Went below the pivot, came, retested, and then went higher. Same deal right there on that pivot. Going the opposite direction.
So did you go to the money show, Ross?
Yeah. That's what I was just getting back from I was dropping Matt off at the airport.
It's nice of you.
Yeah. It was cool. He did his little speech presentation about Momo, and there was about, like, I don't know, 30, 40 people watching it. So it was pretty cool.
That's good. It's going sideways.
Yeah, when it does this during the day, stay away. this is bad for your account. And it's a squeeze too. This thing can go either way. So
So can we use that IB statistics and IB high and low in that with the futures? Not much.
you can, but you got to draw that stuff in. So, so what I did was, let's see. So I'll put the IB high in there. The previous low is, you know, so these ones usually line up. Sometimes the data's off for some reason. I don't know why. But during,
Yeah.
during the back trading, it's weird. Because the IB and the IB high and the IB low, this is great for the Globe X, but the cash side, right? You just got to repopulate, and the indicator doesn't do that. So you kind of got to draw your own IB high and IB low for the cash open.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was saying it doesn't work as well because of that, because of the Globe X. This should be two different time fields, or time sessions.
Yeah. Well, that's why she said it didn't work so well, because it's 23 hours a day or something.
Exactly. Yeah. The data is relevant as long as you got the right spots. You draw your own lines in there.
And are you using the volume profile for anything other than watching the POC?
That's pretty much it. Like I'll look at the value areas, and
Uh-huh.
what I found is there's another volume profile, but I haven't used it as much. That it's called visible range.
Yeah, that's the one that she doesn't like so much. It just gives you the volume of whatever is on you can see on your chart at the time.
Yeah, and the reason why that one works better for futures is because I can just put the open on here, and that's the
Yes.
accurate.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, I don't move my chart. Boom, that's the actual volume profile, not this.
Oh, yep.
All the data for 23 hours versus this, just the cash open. So that's more accurate. So you see how the lines are kind of off too.
Yes. And is there a POC on the visible range or not?
Yeah, there is right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we move it, boom, now it's down here and there's nothing there because it just opened. But that's the thing, like if you're paying attention to, you got to make sure that you have the right candles on the screen.
Yes.
And then I haven't heard back from her about the 10 EMA and stuff, because those indicators have been off on this indicator. So Mario's trying to work on that, I think. Fix it so it's more accurate intraday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's busy moving and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so the POC moved down. So like since the POC moved down, I wouldn't set that up. I'll wait to see what happens since the pivot's right there. That POC move, woof. Stopped out with the nice little 25-point candle.
Ooh.
It kind of looked like it was coming all the way to 20.
And Ross, do you find that 3-minute chart works better than 2 for futures?
I mean, I haven't really used the 2-minute on it, so I can't say that it works better. I mean, the 2-minute is just basically, you know, you're going to see moves faster just because of the formation, you know, just like any other stock. But when me and Barry were developing the strategy, we were using the 3-minute, and it works pretty good. So no reason to change it.
Yeah, 2 minutes too fast for me anyway.
Yeah, I use it.
Practice, Toshi.
I use it on AMD, but it's like I'm usually going back and forth and checking, you know, multiple time frames. So
I've been kind of practicing with Australian shares during the day if I'm not working, but the volume's not quite there. So
Are you actually trading them or paper trading them?
trading, well, kind of like small stock or penny stocks, just shares, but yes, the volume profile, you know, don't look the same as the US stocks because there's just not enough volume for
No, I
some
know.
Australian shares.
I did that for a while, but the fees are so high. It cuts into your profit quite a lot, I found.
that's crazy. The fees are that high that it cuts into the profit.
Oh, there was one particular stock, man. One of the guys couldn't believe me. He thought I had it wrong, and then he tried it. Went, that's insane. Like it was $39, and I was just practicing with $100 R,
Yeah.
and I made $60, 0.6 of an R, and the fees were 0.7 of an R. They were $39 in and $39 out.
What?
35. That was either
Is that
Coles or
options,
Woolworths.
Eve? Options or shares?
No, it was shares. It was either Woolies or Coles. I can't remember.
Is
It's one
that
of-
IB, Interactive Brokers?
Yep, it was on IB.
Oh, really?
It was just that one. There, nothing else was that expensive, but it was crazy.
And it was just to trade that specific instrument that was Australian.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know, it was insane. Ryan didn't believe me, so he tried it, and I was right.
I wonder if you went through CommBank in that case, it would only be $10 each way.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the CommBank one is $10 a trade.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it varies if it's Coles and Woolies. I haven't, because I don't play it. I think $10 is too high. I'd rather pay the
Yeah,
IV
well,
dollars.
$35 each way was insane. I just went, that's stupid.
Yeah, how do you even make money? Like, what the
I
fuck?
don't know. And you know, if you wanted to do a higher R and buy more shares, well, then you're sitting there waiting for your order to fill because of the low liquidity, and then you might not be able to get out when you need to. So I just thought, nah, this is silly. It doesn't work.
Yeah, that sucks.
It does.
Because
So then your other option is to sit up all night and trade AMD. Like, that's not easy.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like the stuff that's during your actual time frame is piss poor, so you can't even
I
make
know.
money on it. That's lame.
Jenny can do it. Jenny can get by with a lot less sleep than I can. I don't know how.
Well, this is the solution right here, futures.
Yes, I know, but there's a lot to learn about futures. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm moving house as well at the moment. So once I've done that, I'll settle back down.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you guys obviously you can reach out anytime if you want to do a deep dive or learn more about the actual contracts. You want to look at trading a different instrument, just let me know.
Thank you very much. But I think I've just got to really get educated about
I mean, the best thing to do is be doing
futures contracts.
doing
Sorry?
this doing this when it's live. You know, just using the position
Yes.
and setting up the trade.
Yes.
You can do it in with the trading panel. You can paper trade, trading view.
Yep. Okay.
That way you can keep track. And then once you're, winning regularly, right, using the strategy, because it's all about the trades on this strategy don't set up every day all the time. You can force a trade here and there and you'll get lucky and win. But if you just lay back, 2-3 times a week, you can easily get, a couple R's, because when one of the trades sets up, usually there'll be 2 or 3 that day if there's a good trade set up, right?
Oh, like you had 4 the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And how did you choose 25 points, Ross?
From the 2 years of back trading that me and Varian did, we back traded like the last couple of years of data that we could find on TradingView and Trader Sim. I went to like a bunch of different places, and we noticed that it bounced. Like, you could set up a 2-to-1, a 1-to-2 risk reward, 25 points, 50-point target, but
Yes.
it bounced 25 points like over 90% of the time when it bounced off of a pivot. And
Okay.
it usually went under the pivot, around 20 to 25 points. So like if you were taking breakouts, it just made sense. Like, because the original strategy, he was doing like 2-point stops like 10 years ago. And you can't do 2-point stops on this if you're doing limit buys. You'll get stopped out every time because the candles are 25 points most of the time during the day. So we found that 25 points is like the sweet spot
Oh,
for the
Thank
stop
you.
and the target. It always, the majority of the time, 90% of the time, it bounces the 25 points off of a pivot. So when you're trying to catch that reversal into it.
Your trades the other day were more than 1 hour. A couple of them were.
Yeah, so yeah, 3 of them were 1-to-2. During the day, I go 1-to-2 most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, overnight I'm always 25 points, unless I'm leaving it open. I'll set it to 50 or 75 for in the morning, depending upon how close the pivot are. So like if these lines, this mid pivot and this are super close together, I'll leave it at 25 points. But if they're far away, then I'll open it up and I'll set this higher.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because it'll move more. It'll move to where the pivots are. It wants to move to the next pivot. So if they're further apart, you can get more points easily.
Yeah.
Ross, Mithun here. Can you show the indicator that you're using for pivot?
Yeah, I can. Let me shoot that in the chat for you.
Sure, thanks. So you buy off the pivot or you go short off the pivot based on whether it's bearish or bullish.
Correct.
And do you also use 10 EMA or no?
Yeah, I used it. I used the 10 EMA on Monday. And it
Okay.
works. It's when the stock is, when it's trending,
Mhm.
it'll work on most of them. It's NQ has been kind of finicky, you know, like going up and down sideways, right? The last, you know, month or so. So it hasn't had really great trending days a lot. It's had a few, so it would have worked on those well, but all these inside days when it's kind of bouncing back and forth like this, it's really tough to do.
Hmm.
The pivot strat makes it easy because you already kind of know where your entry is going to be and your target can be. You know,
Okay.
you basically, you can set this up, you know, now because it's going sideways on this, right? Boom, you can just target this next pivot if you want. You don't have to do 25 points,
All right.
right? So it's, then I mean, that was easy 50 points right there. That's 2R.
Yeah. So those two blue lines, one is a pivot high and pivot low, and the one is the pivot mid, isn't it? The pivot mid is a
Yeah, the mid pivot is the, you know, the point between the two pivots. So you got S1, S2, and then the main pivot line, the P, is a little bit thicker than the other ones. So that's how you know
okay.
the main pivot when you're not able to look at the pricing. But
Okay.
and then I can shoot you. Let me see if I can drop this in there too.
Is there a video on this pivot anywhere? Okay.
Yeah, Varian. I can shoot that to you as well.
Thanks, Ross.
Who did I send that to recently? Oh, this thing erased everything again. Jesus. Yeah, so Varian taught the futures mentor class, the strategy,
Okay.
and let's see. Here's a little signal for it. It gives you the little triangles.
What happened to Microsoft after hours? Is there a news?
I have no idea. I don't even.
They're buying back
I've never
60
traded
billion.
or looked at that.
Yeah, oh, there it is. They're buying back 60 billion. Rob just, yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Catch. Yeah.
Did it just shoot to the moon?
Yeah, it just went 300 to 310, no time. Something like that. Oh, sorry, 300 to 303. Was more.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Back in cash open here. Let's see if I can post this in there too. The document I just put in the chat is the the chapter from John Carter's Mastering the Trade that talks about pivot points. And then
Right.
it has a website that talks about that and a couple other things. It's got some some like extracurricular videos for each chapter of the book. That's super cool.
Great. Thanks, Ross.
Simpler trading. There's a lot of cool videos on this site for other strats and just trading stuff in general. So this is sort of a trending day right here already. You can see right out the open,
Hello, hello.
getting in there. Getting in there, maybe it'll pop once it's already reversing. That is really overbought though. Come on, girl. I had that barely missed this. That's a nice tweezer bottom right there. Come on. That's a long squeeze too. I'd probably exit this point and just get it over with.
So Ross, you looking at 10 EMA as well now? Like, do you pay attention to it?
No, I wasn't paying attention to the EMA. I was hoping this would consolidate on the pivot here and then continue because it's kind of trending now. So it kind of rested and then started moving again. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
paying attention, this is kind of where you could have thinking that this is basically wave one, wave two, wave three. So if you were thinking this is wave two, this full, this full movement, then getting in there for the breakout up, or getting in there or there or there. I mean, this is kind of like a wave 1, 2, 3. So this would have been a good spot to get in as well if you were playing off of the EMA and paying attention to that. But I was just looking at the pivot, hoping that this would consolidate and then trend higher, but it's not gonna.
There's too many things to think about. Elliott waves as well.
It's definitely difficult because there's multiple ways to play every instrument and strategy, right? So it's like, I mean, for the longest while I would only take the pivot strategy long. Now I look both long and short
Yeah.
out Globex, because basically what I'll do is if my idea is that it's going to pull back into like one of the pivots after opening up over during Globex, then I'll try to see if it'll pop and then short it down into that pivot to where I want to go long overnight. Where before I would just set the alerts up and then wait for it to get down there and see if it's going to reverse and then set up the long. But now I just instantly, you know, if I'm sitting in front of the computer and it pops at an hour and 45 minutes in off of the Asian Open, but I think it's going to retest to go higher later, then I'll just short it and hopefully can catch, you know, half an hour before I'm going long overnight.
Mm. Okay.
And this the hammer indicator really helps as well, because it does like to do a lot of hammers, you know, off of these pivots or near them. So it's good to have that on, and I mean that's easy 25 points right there. I find myself either, you know, taking these live more often than not, and then definitely paper trading to, you know, kind of just collect more data to see how often they're working when they're near or at the pivot when the buy signal comes in.
Yeah.
Because it's based off of, you know, RSI being low and it being on a downtrend near, you know, and you want it to be near support. So the pivot is your support. You kind of got the little support right here as well. So. Could have taken that one for 25. Looks like you could have taken that one for 25. Just about. And I don't enter off of the top of them. I usually enter like, I try to, like, you know, like above the wick. I enter off the top of the body of the hammer. This is where I put my entries.
Top of the body. You mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, versus using the top of the wick up here, I would use the body
Okay.
just to get a little bit better of an entry price.
Yep.
And that's what me and Tage were doing today on AMD, and we missed it, which kind of sucks. Getting off this little hammer over here. Missed the trade because I had my entry down here, which really sucked. This is kind of what I was just talking about, where it pops up, and then this is the main pivot down here. So it usually, and then the video on the simpler trading, he talks about it, you know, wanting to always come to this main pivot, right, to get back to it. So the fact that it's opening up like this is definitely a possibility for a short down into this, unless it's just going to scream higher. So coming into the Asian Open, I'll set up a short for the breakdown towards that pivot. And usually, I mean, probably works 50-50. 50% of the time it probably works. It's definitely been going short a lot at the Asian Open.
So that buy signal on of VWAP, would that just be too high to get in?
For me, yeah, but some people will take that. So like if you're a scalper and you only want to get like 10 points, I mean, that's a perfect little play. I mean, that's definitely playable. I mean, that's the bottom of the S curve. So, I mean, you can always have a plan that, hey, if it S curves and it puts a hammer down at the bottom here, the bottom of the S curve, boom. Right. But you don't know that it's an S curve till this kind of comes in. So, but I mean, this is definitely looking like a wave 1, 2, 3. As far as up-
Casey said that all the hammers get a buy signal, but you don't buy them all. You have other things that you look at as well before you decide, you choose whether to
It
use
has
it.
to be at support. Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
So there's no support here. So it's like, it's not as good of a hammer because it's
Mm.
kind of in air, doing nothing, hanging out. If it was down here, it'd be better.
Yeah.
But isn't a green line VWAP?
It is VWAP, so that's high.
So could that be a support? No?
Yeah, you definitely can be a support. It likes to bounce off of that. It likes to revert to it. So you definitely could have used it as a support. I
Decided not to. Simple.
yeah, because it was high up in the air there, I'd
Yeah.
rather have it the VWAP and stuff down here with with that as confirmation versus up here because
Mm.
it's not super strong for futures like stocks and stuff bounce off of VWAP all the time. And
Right. Okay.
NQ blows right through it more than anything else. But because this is like overnight, out the gate, the price action is already small, so the VWAP is always going to be near it and look like support. But during the day, it's just going to blow all around it, no matter, right? But I mean, there it is, kind of reverting back to it, which is good. Hmm. I will be right back. I gotta use the restroom.
And how you going, Jenny, with AMD?
It varies from moment to moment. Monday was good. Last night wasn't so bad. It wasn't so good.
It changes every night.
Yeah, I was too tired. I shouldn't have stayed up last night.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
a lesson. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. Did you sort out that trade mistake that you made that time?
I maximised my loss, and that was about it, really. Could try and make it back.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could minimise it, but I'm an expert at maximizing it.
Oh no. That's what, I made some mistakes when I've just been too tired. And in the end, I'm just not going to do it when I'm this tired.
Hmm. I have to do something. I don't know if I want to go back to work. So, there's so much the association is saying about air quality and
It's
I'm just not going to have. I'm not going to have the control of it because I do corporate.
it's
work.
too hard. It's
Mm.
harder than trading. We just need to practice. We'll get there.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know what's going to happen. I've already got clients ringing saying, when we get back, it'll be great.
When are you coming back?
Great.
Mano were ringing me saying, when you're coming back. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not coming back.
The association is saying you should all get an air quality tester so you can test
Oh,
what the air levels are and
I know,
get a HEPA filter.
I know, all of this.
Mm.
What I do notice that people, not everybody's doing what they're being told they have to do.
Mm. Well, I had saw on a local post, they said, yay, dog grooming's back. You're allowed to get your dog groomed. And I thought, lady across the road's been getting her dog groomed every couple of weeks for months now. So who wasn't aware that you weren't allowed to?
Yeah, well, I'm a dog, so that doesn't come on my radar at all.
No, I do, but I just wash them myself.
Well, that's it.
Well, in Victoria at the moment, I think you have to have a letter from the vet to have a groom. Yes.
Your dog needs curlers and a ribbon tied in its hair every 2 weeks.
No, but I had mine one because my husband can take my dog to the groomer on the way to work. So in Melbourne, still about 5Ks like restriction. So I can't drive out there, but my husband could do it on the way to work and back. So he had a groom.
Then he's got to keep the dogs at work all day, or they stay at the groomers all day?
No, a groomers all day, and he loves it there. Yeah.
How many pets do you have, Toshi?
I had two. I have two. I had 3, and then became 2, and now it's 1. But yeah.
But you have a rabbit as well.
I know we lost her last week.
Mm.
Yeah, so just been very sad.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, I'm just still devastated about it. So
sad. You made me remember when I had rabbit when I was a little kid. And the dogs got in and killed it, and the guinea pigs as well.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh no, it was terrible. I was so upset.
Oh no. But our bunnies, I had 4 bunnies, and then they're all house bunnies. So they toilet trained, and then they live inside and sleep in son's room. They like cat cross dog. Very clever.
How do you toilet train a bunny?
Yeah,
really. You can just do like really clean animals. You just put the litter and hay in where you want them to do it, then they start doing it. Yes. So all 4 bunnies that I have are toilet trained.
So your side gig is a rabbit trainer?
I can be a rabbit trainer.
There you go. There's a new job.
Yes.
Gee, we made hundreds of hours while you were away, Russ.
Did you guys? Yeah, I'm still.
No, we didn't make any.
Oh man, that can be triggered. Jeez.
So how does Arabia play futures? Just similar?
No, she's like she sort of uses like she's a scalper. So she's kind of like the momentum and then reversals like for quick wins. She was using this guy Trades by Matt. He does live futures trading for free every morning. You can check out his YouTube if you want, and he uses a specific strategy with
Sorry, who, Ross?
Trades by Matt. I'll shoot it in the chat here.
Thank you. So do you watch him sometimes?
Yeah, I've checked it out. I've watched his videos. He does have some cool stuff. And he is a profitable future trader. That's how he supports himself.
So many
And
different ways to trade and be profitable, isn't there?
yeah,
Yeah.
what he does is he uses a setup like this. So he's got an account Tradevate and he kind of shows you how to set up the chart. So this is like they're called VWAP bands. And so the green line is VWAP, and then the other lines are just extended VWAP. So like the 1.5, 2, and 3 extension. So, and then these are 22 range candles. So every candle is the exact same size, and it's all like X number of ticks. I forget how many it is. Emily, you've taken it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
the bands are like the standard deviations. I think I forget, I think the purple is the 1 standard deviation, and then the blue is 1.5.
yeah, then this is 2.
Yeah, and then the red is 2.
Yeah, and so you're basically looking, when it extends away from the VWAP, this is where you can kind of look to go long, or you're going to look to play in between those lines or back to this line. You're kind of looking at the momentum on a higher time frame as well.
It gets tricky on uptrend days though.
Yeah, because if you're trying to, it's more of a scalping strategy, right? So like it really works really well for inside days. And then days that just aren't really trending. It's better for, in my opinion, at least. I've been super successful with this pivot strategy ever since I started using it. So this is like my go-to on futures.
So you don't even look at the range charts.
No. I mean, I tried it and I've done it and I've taken a trade and lost a couple times.
Oh.
I'm like, why am I gonna try to confuse myself when, I know that on a ranging day, I'm just gonna take my targets at a half hour every time, right? So
Don't fix it if it ain't broke, Ross.
exactly, like I'm making money on this, so why am I gonna try to add a new tool that I don't
Yeah.
need? But I know how to use it and it's a cool strategy, and then once this stops working, I'll probably trade it more.
Yeah,
I think it
found
often
that too,
comes
you have
down to,
be, yeah.
sorry,
So
Yeah.
you have to be good at a few strategies, and that's usually enough. And if you try to add on more on top of it, and then confuse yourself, and sometimes I kind of think, like, oh, what should I look at now?
Yeah, I use Tracy's hammer strategy, right? Hammers at support, and then I use the pivots, and that's
and I
It
think different
works.
things work for different people. And once you figure out what works for you, you might as well stick with it.
yeah. And then the VWAP band,
To
like
agree.
it's better for scalping. Like for I know for George, he loves it because he's a scalper. So it's like it works perfect for his style of trading. And then that's kind of what Arabia is. She's more of a scalper, and she definitely gets good runs and good trend days as well because she uses other strategies for that. But like her main bread and butter is quick momentum trades. So and she does.
So Ross,
Yeah.
If you had bought off that hammer there, would you have still closed it out at 1 hour, or would you be still holding it?
It's down here.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing lately is at half an hour, I take one contract off, and then the other one I try to let run and get as far as I can go.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's kind of like Monday, the pivots were further away, so I was just setting the targets at 50 points, and then moving it out,
Two yep. Yep.
Yeah, because once it gets the cash open, that's when you can kind of get those 50-point moves more easily off of the pivots.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm thinking it's going to go further, I'll try with one contract on, and have one off at 1 hour or half an hour. How quick I am setting it up, because I'll always have it set up at the 25.50 during the day, and then I'll either, if it looks like it's failing at 25, just get out completely. But if I can get the one contract off before it gets there, sometimes I'm not quick enough to change the order and modify it, because it's really clunky to have to do it in TradingView. But
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's the downside. It's a little clunky in TradingView to take partials, and it messed me up the other day on one of those trades. That's why when I was going short, I ended up getting back in for another 50 points, because I was trying to move the target and had gotten to the 50 points too fast. So I would have only had one trade, but instead I had 2 trades for 50 points. So that second trade I had on Monday was basically a continuation of the first one, because it triggered me out when I was trying to move the target.
So when you had those 4 trades the other day, that you weren't doing your normal just trade for 2 hours thing, were you?
No, I was trading. Well, I was trading for 2 hours, but I seen that it was going to go more, so I was trying to get more out of it.
Yeah.
As you can tell, the momentum kind of tells you that this basically, we knew from Friday that it was going to roll over and sell off. So because of the
Yes.
gap overnight going up, and everything needed to rest and continue. So I was basically ready to try to get as many points as I could out of the trades.
Mm.
Some days you kind of know, like some nights I know that it's probably going to go for 50 to 100 points overnight. So when I set the overnight trade up and get triggered in, I'll definitely put the target way higher than I would normally. Some nights I'm like, the range it's not moving that much. It needs to rest because it's done a bunch of movement the previous days.
Mm.
You kind of got to feel when to go for a bigger target and when not to.
Yep. Same with AMD, hey.
Yeah, it's like in any stock and futures. If it's had a bunch of bull days in a row, it's going to rest and put an inside day and probably be bearish. If it does one huge day, it's going to pull back before it goes back higher, if it wants to do a continuation. So in futures, that's the cool thing about futures, is you get to trade that price action knowing that you're basically playing the pre-market of the indice of the Qs, right? So it's going to try to retest this giant bull candle it put in. Boom. So I get to go short it overnight. The day here. Mhm.
That's the London Open.
No, that's the Asian Open.
5. Oh, that's your 5 o'clock, not our 5 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The market just opened, so it's literally basically right now. This is literally the exact time that it is right now. 5:30.
Yeah.
So do you guys look at this and have you been checking it out at this time or no? Or you wait till the afternoon?
I haven't done that yet. I've been
Time is Asian Open in Australia, didn't we?
Say that again.
Sorry, I don't know what time the Asian Open is in Australian time.
Oh, what time is it right now?
London Open is 5.
What time is it right
10.
now?
10:30.
So yeah, so 10
10.
o'clock is the Asian Open. 10 a.m.
10:30.
10 a.m. your time is the Asian Open, and the price action usually comes in at like 9:45 your time. So like this is like 9:45. That's kind of when you get the initial move right before the Open.
That's Australian Open time as well, 10 a.m.
For your guys' market.
Mm.
See if we don't get a bounce off the 10 EMA. And there's a pivot there.
And Ross, how much does TraderBite charge for that live data? The $5 or something?
So let me look real quick. $3.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, for the CME top only. So like if you're using the DOM, you only get like you only get the bids and the asks. You don't get the other data, I guess, with it or something.
Okay.
It's just yeah, CME top is $3, and then it's I want to say it's $8 for the trading view link. So we get to here, so you can trade out of here.
Right, okay.
$80 per what?
Per month.
Okay.
And then they charge like 73 cents a trade and like 25 cents a contract or something. 50 cents a contract. It's pretty cheap. It's the cheapest out there. Besides
That's good. Yeah, I made an account, but I haven't got the live data yet. and I get emails like you have to have live data, but I haven't done it yet.
I had the same problem. I was like trying to trade it. I'm like, I already paid for data and trading. Why do I need more data from your guys' side? It's like, makes no sense. Like I'm paying for the data here, but I have it over there and I'm not even in Trade.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy. Whenever the 10 EMA is around, always take a buy or a short off of that thing. Same thing with the 20. Plus the pivot was there too, so that made it really easy to take. And this thing, then to put a hammer right in there off of it, even better. I mean, you probably could have just targeted the main pivot too on this one, so it's right there.
Me too.
Now we're coming into the old London Open.
And you don't move your stop like Tracy does, Ross? Do you kind of move that?
Yeah, I do move them similar to her. Depending upon you know, the risk to reward, where the trade is. I'll look at the I'll move it to the 5. And then if it breaks, you know, if I'm in bullish off of here, I'll go switch to the 5. And then if that candle closes below the 5, I'm gonna move my stop up here.
I mean, 10 EMA, you mean?
Yeah. Well,
Close below 10 EMA.
Yep. Yeah, just like in her plan that she gave us.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do it off of the 3, depending upon how tight I want to play the trade. Like, so if it's the trade's green and I want to protect my wins, I'll use the 3-minute because it obviously closes below there sooner than the 5. So if I'm playing defense and I want to give the trade time to work, I'll do it off of the 5. But if I'm trying to get out fast because it's already losing, then I'm going to use the 3 because it just gives you faster data.
Ross, do you use her trading journal?
What?
Do you use Tracy's trading journal?
Yeah, you need a copy of it?
No, I've got it. It's just that I'm not getting any readings on my day trades, and I didn't know how do you put it in that it's a day trade.
Oh, you
But if you opened and closed on the same day, it would take it as a day trade. But is there a code?
no, you just have to use the chart here. When you do the session, you have to make sure it says morning.
Well, mine says morning, but when I look at the day trade hours, it says 0, but it can't be 0.
When it says, what do you want to show me your screen?
Okay.
Yeah, let's see your screen real quick.
Come up.
Okay.
So like it's got morning here and it's got closed,
Yep.
but up here, my day trades say 0.
Oh. You got to put a strategy in here maybe in the spot.
well, I haven't put any in. I don't really have one. It's kind of like, oh, let's get in here.
Click one and see if it does it.
Well, I kind of went, oh, let's day trade. And then afterwards I went, oh no, it's probably double top. But I picked one. I did that, but it still didn't change anything.
So is that definitely day trades? That's yeah, swing trade, day trade. Okay. Huh.
Unless it, because it would have to be day trade and swing trade, but this one I assumed was double top, not day trade, because double top, double bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely double top. It's not day trade for sure. That's weird.
Yeah, so I wasn't quite sure why it wasn't showing me anything.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the formula later, and
Okay.
I'll let you know. If not, we'll hit her up. I'll see if mine works.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure.
yeah. I haven't started. I was gonna start putting mine in there, and then I'm like, wait a minute. If I do that, then it's gonna mess up my whole last year. And then I was like, oh, I could put all my old ones in there, but they're not set up like hers. And I would literally take like a lot of work to put my old stuff in. So I'm like, I'm just gonna start when the new year gets here.
Well, I said to Tracy, if I'm going to start using yours, because I thought, well, I'll start from September, even that'll stuff up the year. But I said, how do I put in all my old trades? Do I put them in? And she said, yes, but yeah, just stick them in.
Yeah.
So I had to go through and put them all in. And
Copy and paste them. You literally have to rewrite every single trade.
yeah.
I've got like 500 trades from the year already.
I didn't put the closed trades. I just put the open trades I've got in. I didn't put the closed.
I think that's what I'm gonna do, and then I can transfer. I can just dual list it, right? Put all the other ones in there, and then it'll be easy to transfer them to my sheet versus rewriting everything in hers. So. Well, it's not a lot of. I mean, the volume did change, but it didn't go nowhere. We're in like a really tight squeeze.
I wonder if we can work out the trending day or not, like an IB statistics on the futures, or is that too hard?
What do you mean, like to try to figure out if it's going to be a trending day?
Yeah, like whether it breaks IB or not. But then it's hard to do IB on futures, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you can figure it
You
out.
said, yeah.
It's basically like if you can do the 7:30 in the morning, you just got to draw the lines in, right? And I don't remember if the statistic thing really works on this or not, like the chart thing to tell you the numbers automatically. I don't know if the data works. So,
That only works on 1 hour chart anyway for stocks.
well, yeah,
So,
I mean, you could change the futures to the 1 hour chart, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it shows up.
okay, I might try.
Let's see. Let's see, it shows up, but I don't know if
If it's accurate or not.
yeah, the futures hours. So no breaks, one side, both sides, high, low. Return to.
Yeah, just that.
That's,
What I mean is that.
if that's the case, that's gnarly. So, VWAP coming into play 73% of the time. That's crazy.
Mm,
So it definitely trends if it breaks the IB in that first hour, 94% of the time.
that's really high.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that basically means that it likes to run and likes to go higher. So that's cool.
No, what I mean was, if it's gonna be just sideways and then just, don't wanna waste time just looking at the chart. So, yeah,
Well, yeah, this tells you that it's if it breaks that IB, it's gonna run. So most of the time.
cool.
Yeah. So it's at if it by 8:30 it's not out of there, then it ain't doing nothing. If it's out of there, then it's going somewhere. But I see, I'm wondering that data is from these lines right here, not the cash lines. So that's the downside. So this always does that because this is so small. Hold on one sec. Hmm.
Dang, I thought it was gonna go lower.
You thought I was gonna go lower?
Yeah,
Well, it's got the support right there. All support. You got the main pivot up here, so it definitely wants to go back to that.
yeah.
Coming into could get some econ news, could get a flush down. Hey Jenny,
Yes.
on your trading journal,
Hmm.
click on this box. See how it says swing in here? Change that to morning. Change that to morning, spell it just like that. And see if that will, you know, with the capital M, and see if that'll populate that data you have down there.
So sorry, which box do I click on?
The day trading hours, just click on that gray
Oh,
box.
okay. Day trading hours. Yeah.
Change this where it says swing to morning.
I don't have that. Hold on. Swing. Ah. So change it to morning.
Yeah, capital M. See if that'll that fixes the data.
No, it
Nothing
hasn't.
populates. No, okay. We'll have to ask Tracy.
Ross, I gotta jump off. Got a meeting at work. It's already on. I'm 10 minutes into the meeting. So,
All right, man. Have a good one, bro.
right. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Bye.
See ya. See everyone. Bye.
Yeah.
And meetings get in the way of trading. All over the place. Whoa. What a reversal. Damn.
Crazy.
That's
That
a,
would have worked with that 10 EMA strategy too.
yeah, right there.
Or
Boom.
the
That
Even
hammer,
the one before it. Yeah.
hammer
The
up.
hammer or the, oh no, not the 10 EMA strategy, the hammer. Because you need a red candle to close above the 10 EMA, don't you?
This candle right here.
That one there. Yeah. But you would have missed a bit of it by then.
That was a sick run. I mean, if you had the gumption to set that up, get your target up there, that's 130 points. Dude, least, at least set that up to this pivot, right? I mean, that's 100 points. Boom. That's, you know, that's 4 hours right there. Those are the best. When you get when you get the first 100-point trade on it on futures, that's when you're going to be hooked. You're going to be like, okay, now I understand why all these people trade in Q.
That's when you get addicted to it, probably.
Proper addicted. Row. Double topish. But good pop.
It was boring volume consolidation, just going along. Oh.
I mean, it's gonna do something eventually, you just don't know what.
Just don't know exactly when or what.
Hmm. Yeah.
So is that your time, Ross? Like 12 midday there? Is that 12 midday your time?
No, this is military time.
Which time?
So this down here is on military time. So this would technically
Oh.
12 noon, you know, on this day. My time currently is almost 6 o'clock p.m.
Oh, okay.
which would read because we're back trading, right? So this is the time that the back
1800, yeah.
so August 3rd at 12:30 in the afternoon. So the market's about to close at 1, and then it's 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock is 17.
6 o'clock's 1800.
Yeah, there you go, 1800.
Mm.
It's just went sideways. Ooh. That means it's going to open and it's going to gap something weird.
What is military time?
What is what?
The time that you said. Did you say military time?
Yeah, military 24-hour clock. Same thing.
Oh, no, yeah, I know that, but I was just wondering if that's what time it is where you are.
Oh yeah, no, this is not because we're back trading, right?
Oh, because we're back trading, yeah.
Yeah, so this is reading the time of the chart, not the actual.
Yeah, but
Yes,
is
it's
this
not set for EST, it's set for Ross's time zone.
Say what?
which time zone? Oh, it's set for UTC -7.
Yeah, because I work in EST, Eastern time. And I have
Eastern
set
New
my
York
chart.
time.
Yeah, but Ross has got
Oh.
his set his local time.
Yeah, I change it between our local time and New York, depending what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I have it. I have mine. All my stuff is set up for local time, and I just do the math in my head.
Oh, okay. Because what are we, +10 or something to New York? Can't remember.
Where's my time buddy? Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're +10.
Yeah.
And New York's -4, so it's 14 hours difference.
Whereabouts
But-
are you, Emily?
What's that, Toshi?
Sorry, I'm just trying to see. Are you there, Emily?
Emily's in Florida.
Where are you? Whereabouts are you?
Eastern, I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Okay, cool.
Down in the breeze in the Florida Keys.
So many different time zones in America.
Yeah, there are, aren't there?
Yeah, we have 4.
Oh, only 4.
Yeah.
We would have nearly that. We would have more than that.
Well, I guess no, Hawaii, if you count Hawaii, that's 5. Alaska, I think Alaska's different than everything else too, 6. And, yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out from the time scale that you're using here, what time it would be.
got you. Yeah, yeah.
It would be here when these things were happening on the chart.
Yeah, so this time is, our time right now. So 6 o'clock is 1800. So this is happening
11,
your time right now.
yeah, 11 o'clock in the morning. Nothing's happening. It is boring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, like
otherwise,
prime time for trading is 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. to trade futures.
3 p.m. to 10 p.m. your time.
No, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. your time
no, really?
is your guys' prime time for trading futures. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm
See?
writing it down.
Your 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. is prime time futures trading time for you guys. Those are the times that you want to back trade on. You want to back trade from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. So when you're training and you're looking at the charts, you want to make sure it's 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. time frame, your time.
What time or ordinary time?
Ordinary time. I mean, we can do like time machine time if you want. If that helps.
That'd be good.
I mean, then we'd be making millions.
Because well, it's like that guy in Back to the Future. Hey,
Come on, we're going back to the future.
because we have an hour time difference in summer. That's all.
Yeah. We got Melbourne and Sydney are different, right? Or no?
Yeah, Brisbane and Sydney are different because Brisbane doesn't have summertime. So Ricky's time and our time is different.
Gotcha.
Summer.
Who wouldn't want to have daylight savings?
You know, I used to live in northern New South Wales and work in Queensland, and the nightmare, honest to God, when the times are different.
So Ross, what's the difference between NQ1 and the one that you're looking at, NQU 2021?
So this is last month's, this is September's contract, right? So everyone's switched to the December contract currently, which is NQZ 2021. So this is the
Yeah.
actual contract. The exclamation point is the continuous contract, which has all the data, but you can't backtrade on that one.
Oh, okay.
Right.
This is just the
Okay.
last 3 months data. This is the forward 3 months data. This is all the data, but you can't backtrade on this.
You can't backtrade on that.
No, you can't use this backtrade tool that we're using right now on this continuous contract. So it sucks. So,
Yeah, no, I tried and it didn't work.
so that's why instead of backtrading this right now, which basically, I'll show you guys real quick what it does. So if we go to this, there's no data. See, all the data's gone.
Oh,
So we can't backtrade on this, but this has got all the data. But you just can't use the backtrade tool.
But when you're trading off in the Q1.
No, I'm trading off of this.
Okay.
You have to trade off the contract.
Right.
Whatever the front contract is, that's what you have to trade off of. So this is the December contract, because this is
Yeah.
September rollover week was last week. So everything rolled over to December contract last week. So every futures contract expires just like an option does, right? So some stuff
Yeah.
expires monthly and most of the stuff expires quarterly. So March, June, September, December, or April, whatever that is. Yeah.
So I always check in the Q1 for checking futures. So just to see the trend, the current trend. But so when do you use that then in Q1?
I don't. If I want to go check something on the data, like from the past, that's what I use it for. Otherwise, I don't use it.
Okay.
Like if I'm going to test the strategy and I want to see the candles and stuff, like so without using the back trading tool, I'll go to use NQ1, but otherwise I don't use it.
Okay.
And the alphabetical letters mean different time frames, don't they?
The Z, yeah. So this is December. The U is September. V is October. Or is it September? I forget. I think it's October.
You just have to remember all these things.
Well, yeah, or look it up. You'll learn them as you whatever instrument you're trading. You're gonna learn all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying, like I mentioned cmegroup.com. So go
Yes.
to group.com and then whatever instrument you want to trade, go look up all the stats and statistics and dollar amounts and all that stuff for that contract, for that instrument.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
So-
if you don't know what the contract, what the tick size is, you can't determine your R. So you have to go
No,
sizes, right? So like
that's right.
it is $1.25 on NQ, right? Every tick is $1.25, which means it's $5 per or wait, it's $5 per tick, $20 per point. Sorry, on NQ.
Which is pretty low, hey, compared to some.
No, it's pretty high. $20, 20 and 50 are the highest. $50 is there's like only a couple other things that are at 50 and then 20. And then
Are you saying this one's what? $1.25? Isn't that low compared to 20 and 50?
this is 20 per point. I misspoke. This is 20 per point. $5 per tick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, MNQ is $1.25 per.
Two.
What?
It should be two.
Yeah, it's 2. Sorry, MNQ, because it's 10%. MNQ is 10% of NQ. I always mess that up.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn here.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, guys, I've got to go
Yeah,
as
same
well.
thing here. It's 11 here, so I'll have to hop off too.
Yeah.
So
Me too. It's 6 p.m. here.
thank you so much, Ross.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks, Ross.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ross.
sure. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Same time. Same that channel.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Ross.
bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You guys.